3, 2, 1.
You ready?
You're listening to the Real Pineapple Podcast Network. Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for listening. This is The Real Pineapple. This is Hunter, and I'm here with Colin. Colin, how are you, sir?
I'm doing good. What's up, everybody? I'm back.
Yeah, dude, it's been a couple reviews. We've missed you. But it's gonna be better to have you on reviews because you're moving back here soon, and that makes me so happy. So I'll actually be able to see reviews with you, or actually see movies with you, as opposed.
Yeah, we saw a movie together that we're gonna record after this.
We did indeed, and actually, I can bring this up now. Scott actually told me he'll be on for our Spider-Man Far From Home review. So
heck yeah.
Yeah, so I'll be the return of Scott. We miss you, bud. So what we're talking about today, so you're the bigger baseball guy, so I'm happy that you saw this, and I think you'll know the history more, because obviously there are some liberties taken with
what are you talking about?
With what we're talking about. So we're talking about the Lonely Island presents the Unauthorized Bash Brothers Experience. So I think it's been out for like a week, like a couple weeks. So I remember the day before it's coming out, it said James shared to me on the article saying, "Hey, this new Lonely Island thing dropping on Netflix," but no one knew what it was. It just said something Lonely Island created was going to be on Netflix. And I'm going to be honest with you, Colin, I didn't know I wanted this, but I'm really happy we got this. This is such...
You wanted it.
Yeah, like, this is something I didn't know I wanted. Like, this would, like, I can't believe this exists. We actually watched this together when you were in town. I've watched this... I've probably watched it 6 times, start to finish, to be completely honest.
I've definitely listened to the soundtrack on Spotify a few times.
Yeah, and well, it's funny because Alea hadn't seen it, and so I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna rewatch this Lonely Island thing." She's like, "Oh, okay." And we're sitting there watching it last night. She looks over at me. She goes, "This is fucking insane." I'm like,
dude, I showed it to Nikki.
Oh, what did Nikki think?
She loved it.
Thank God.
Nikki loves the Lonely Island. Like, some of our oldest memories of my now wife, former girlfriend, when she first met Hunter, we were addicted to Turtleneck and Chain at the time.
Good.
The album. Good. And we listened to Turtleneck and Chain so much. And my future wife and I at the time got Turtlenecks and Chain and went out to the club that night.
One of the best pictures you'll ever see, by the way.
So she loved it. We and I loved it again, watching it twice.
Well, I know that I'm sure you appreciate, because again, you are the bigger baseball fan. So I vaguely remember the Bash Bros. Like once I actually started getting into baseball, I know Jose Canseco's like kind of a goon, and I feel like Mark McGwire's kind of a goon too.
Well, they kind of changed the way baseball was played back then. In the 90s became like a whole new era.
So didn't Canseco dime out McGwire? Is that what happened? Or?
I don't actually. So you're giving me more credit than I deserve. I don't know all the history that much. We were just getting born when all this was happening.
True.
Yeah, they won. I think
89 World Series.
89 was the first one they won. Yeah, but I know the Bash Brothers because they were on the Oakland team that lost to the Dodgers, and we're big Giants fans. So we have to remind the Dodger fans quite frequently that they haven't won anything since 1988, no matter how many times they get to the World Series. Yeah. So I'm very familiar with the 88 World Series just because I have to bring it up.
Constantly, yeah.
Yeah. But, I actually knew more of Mark McGwire once he was on the Cardinals, to be honest.
No, and that's fair. I think... Now, I would just say all you need to know is that Jose Canseco and Mark McGwire are 2 people. You really don't need to know much more because honest to God, like, people talk about something like Rocket Man or Bohemian Rhapsody taking liberties. Oh my God, this whole thing it's like, how do I put this? it's like a douchebag version of Across the Universe mixed with baseball. That's how I describe. That's how I described it to someone. They said that sounds insane. I'm like, no, but I mean that as a compliment because like I couldn't tell someone about this without I feel like not even I couldn't do justice telling someone about this. Like you just have it's a half hour. You guys need to just watch it, but we will do our best with this review to go ahead and kind of get across what we saw here. So it starts off with a great song. It's just called I think it's just called Jose and Mark or no. It's called I'm blanking on the name.
I'll pull up the track list. Hold on, I had it up just a second ago.
But it's
called Jose and Mark.
Jose and Mark, yeah.
It's literally called Jose and Mark.
Colin, yes. So you have Andy Samberg playing Jose Canseco, which he doesn't look like Jose Canseco.
What are you talking about?
And Akiva, I mean, between the two, I guess Akiva looks slightly more like Mark McGuire. But
well, they both look exactly like both of the people, so
yeah,
I mean, that's what you mean.
Yeah, correct. It's Joaquin. It's just like Joaquin Phoenix and Johnny Cash. It's the exact same level.
Yeah, it's like looking in a mirror.
Yeah, but they start off the song about just singing about their names, and so Jose Canseco has this like big elaborate like fireworks going off in the background, and then they cut to Akiva and he goes, "And I'm Mark," and it is the funniest goddamn thing to start off. And I think what's amazing for me is that this flew by. Like, when it was over, I was sad, but I was like, you know what? That's the perfect length probably for this joke. You know what I mean? Like, you're not beaten to the ground.
Oh,
like,
I couldn't disagree more.
Oh, okay. Please talk to me.
Oh, I just wish that we could get, like a pop star feature-length film of this, where it not only has all of these hilarious music videos that's kind of, like, pushing the story along, but I want, like, skits, like, set up in between of, like, them, like, with dialogue. And like putting this out to feature length. I mean, that's how much I love this, that I wish we could have like turned this into like pop star. But that's a stretch, I'm sure, for any production company. Be like, we're gonna do the Bash Brothers whole movie where they're just slandering the shit out of them.
I mean, and honestly, I would love for someone to ask Jose Canseco or Mark McGuire about this and be like,
oh my god, that would be the best interview.
And be like, hey, you guys have a chance to see that Lonely Island Bash Brothers Experience? Because I will say, even though it is done for comedy, they look like real douchebags back then. like they look really bad.
Yeah, the best new bodybuilding craze is lifting, bodacious babes in bikinis.
Yeah. And
you're like, gonna look great.
Yeah, and they're like grabbing by the ass and stuff. It's like, oh my god, okay. Like, it's ridiculous. I think one of my favorite surprises, and I'm a huge fan of this guy in general, Sterling K. Brown. I love him. I think he's such a great fucking actor, and just seeing him in this playing Sia, because he's lip syncing, but it's Sia's voice coming out of Sterling K. Brown when they sing this song called Oakland Nights, which is just a total 80s neon like.
Is that the dude from This Is Us?
Yeah, that's him. Yeah.
Oh my god, that was so funny.
Yeah, so he Sterling K. Brown.
I random. Like, how did they? They must have met because they're both on NBC or something.
So it's funny you actually mentioned that. Sterling K. Brown was actually a guest star on an episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
There you go. Nice.
And apparently, like, he just loves Andy Samberg, and they, like, really hit it off. Because when I saw him, it's like, there's no goddamn reason for him to be in this unless Samberg was like, hey, man, would you would you want to just, like, fuck around for a day, basically? And
everyone loves Andy Samberg. Like, honestly, I feel like that old cast of SNL where it was, like, Bill Hader and Fred Armisen, Kristen Wiig, and everybody that was, like, on that old cast, like, I feel like everyone has a special place in their heart for Andy Samberg, like that whole cast. Like through all the interviews I've seen and anytime they've interacted, like Andy Samberg's just such a goofball. Like I don't think anybody could ever hate him. He doesn't have a mean bone in his body. Like his roast was him just like roasting himself the whole time.
Yeah. Like, I think what's interesting though about the Lonely Islands that these guys have all gone. Like Samberg has been, the breakout. Admittedly, like with Brooklyn Nine-Nine and stuff like that. But while their last couple of movies, unfortunately, weren't weren't big, financial success. Popstar has become like one of those cult movies, and if you've listened to our review of it, which if you haven't, you should. We just praised the shit out of Popstar. We thought Popstar was fucking brilliant, and I actually just watched it maybe a week ago, and I was just like, yep, still holds up. Fucking love this shit. But this is like a bite-sized version of Popstar, but in the best way, because you get some just ridiculous songs. The Oakland Nights song for me is my... Like, I don't think I could pick a favorite song, to be completely honest, because I love
That's a good one, though. That's a really good one.
Like, the Oakland Nights song is really great. There is a cameo at the end of this movie by Joe Montana, which is one of the funniest fucking things.
Oh my God.
And when we say Joe Montana, it is in no way, shape, or form the real show. Before you get excited, like, what? They got Joe Montana? No.
No, it's the real one. Don't listen to Hunter.
Yeah, okay. But you get...
I couldn't tell the difference if it wasn't him.
You get Yorma playing Joe Montana, which I would love to interview Joe Montana now.
He would probably be like really upset until the end, where he's just like, "It doesn't stop me every night from going out and crushing Tang."
Yeah, and his eyes turn red when he says,
that would have to even make Joe Montana laugh, even after they made him look like such like a little fairy boy.
Yeah, they definitely imply very heavily that Joe Montana's gay. Like, as you watch it, it's like... But then
they turn the tables on you at the end.
Yeah, and then he's talking about how he's gonna go out and crush
Ting.
It's like, okay, Jesus.
Brilliant joke.
Yeah. And also, so they pull that gag, and I love when they do this gag, and they've done it multiple times, where they're saying something normal and then the eyes turn red. Because I remember the first time they did that was that Lonely Island skit, Great Day, where Andy Samberg's taking a bunch of cocaine, if you remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he goes like, I can't remember what the line is, but he says like, oh, nothing's what it seems, or is it? And his eyes turn red. Like, holy shit, okay. So the fact they pull out here again with Joe Montana, I thought was fucking wonderful.
And I love that they had a theme to this too. It was just like late 1980s, early 1990s, like Bay Area sports. Like that's the, like, I would love to have like an old dude that was like a big Bay Area sports fan back then, like loved the Bash Brothers, like was, just like aware of the craziness that was like the early 90s 49ers. And just like have them watch this movie. There's so many people I would love to react to this movie and watch them react. Right?
Like, it's funny. It's funny to me because the movie stays on a pretty, a pretty smooth path. Like, I mean, it doesn't, like, it flows well narratively from song to song. It's like a little mini musical too, which is pretty cool. There's they have Rosa from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. She plays one of these. She plays a Val gal. They end up rolling up to an IHOP and they get approached by these 4 Val gals. One of them is Stephanie Beatrice, and then another one is Maya Rudolph, who I always love seeing Maya Rudolph. She's great. And you're just telling them to...
Oh, God, the shake the nasty butts.
Yeah, tell them to shake their butts. And then Jose and Mark get separated. It turns into like this slow-mo emotional. Like Jose! Incredible. Mark! I was like, what is happening?
Shake that nasty butt. We are.
Shake that butt. We are. It's too much. It's too much.
Shake that butt.
Like, and it becomes almost hypnotic because they keep saying it so much. I was finding myself kind of zoning out. I'm like, oh shit, okay. like it's fucking insane. It's so hard to review. Like, dude, I'll be honest with you, man. I don't have one complaint about this. Like, I really do. Like, I was sitting there watching it again last night, going, "Is there anything I could really point to that I didn't enjoy?" And I mean, I like more songs than others. But there wasn't a song I didn't like.
We were laughing the whole time. We watched it from start to finish, and for like 30 minutes straight, we were just like watching and laughing.
Yeah,
like it's like laugh out loud funny.
Yeah, I mean,
like watch it with a buddy. Like watch it with a buddy that has like a similar stupid like sense of humor, and you guys will have a great time. Like it's super funny.
I agree. I don't think there's really any way that you couldn't just have an absolute blast with this. I mean, at its worst, you'll think it's like good. I think. But for me, man, I'm just also, we got a cameo from Larry from Parks and Rec, which always makes me really happy. I really, to just tie it back real quick, the Oakland Nights song, because I love Hannah Simone, CC from New Girl, and then Jenny Slate, who of course you know from like Broad City. She's fucking great.
And they're the girls in the the Oakland Nights song. Yeah, like you were saying.
Yeah, they take this hilarious dig near the end of the song, where they're like the girls will turn them down and they go like, yeah, you need to get rid of all this Asian shit. It's fucking, it's fucking insulting. And for no reason, Jose Canseco goes, but I went and got the stuff from Steven Seagal's interior decorator. It's like completely unnecessary Steven Seagal shot, but I was dying. And then they turn right to the camera and go, will we ever find love? I was like, all right, this is fucking... Like, this is madness, but yeah, I support everything.
Just take a fat shot at Steven Seagal for no reason at the end of a song. It's incredible.
Yeah. I mean, getting the grade in it, man, I just... Oh, God. I'm going to watch this again later, honestly. I'm going to go back and watch this again. I thought this was amazing. There is a random song, too, sorry, just one last quick thing, where... or Mark McGuire goes off on Larry from Parks and Rec, who plays Puka Shell Bob. He talks about giving these like it turns into like a mini song for no reason about Puka Shell. I'm like, I don't know what this is, but keep going. Like, keep doing whatever it is you guys want to do. I thought this was great. It's very like I wish we got more Lonely Island stuff. I know Sandberg's on 9/9 and. I know Akiva, I think, is still... I guess they're trying to do a MacGruber TV show. I guess.
Hell yeah.
Like, dude,
I love MacGruber.
That's one of those movies that it did take me a couple times to embrace. But I do think that show...
I just love Will Forte so much. So much of that is his humor. He's just like he's such a fucking weird guy.
He is. And I really dig that. I do dig that sketch. So, TV show of it, totally down. And then... yeah, so I know they're all doing their own stuff, but it's cool and they're able to reconnect like this. I hope we get something else like this. I think you mentioned like the 85 Bears or whatever. That would be great to do like one of these, but for the 85 Bears, with the
Super Bowl Shuffle.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that'd be sick.
Like they could totally do something like that. So Lonely Island, keep doing more shit. I thought, this is a fan-fucking-tastic for me. I absolutely adore the hell out of it.
Yeah, I agree. Fan-fucking-tastic. Literally the only complaint I have is that it wasn't longer. But I do see the charm in this only being a half hour because it's a quick watch. Like, if you ever want to rewatch it, like rewatching Popstar, you kind of put it on. It's in the background. It plays for an hour and a half, something like that. You'll catch things here and there. But this is like an easy watch, and comedies are meant to be rewatched and enjoyed multiple times. Make you like things that make you laugh. They're typically gonna make you laugh like over and over again. So, like this is one of those comedies, and The Lonely Island does such a good job of putting their comedy into music. And what's more repeatable? What's more listenable? Easier to listen to over and over again than music. So. It's just a very repeatable movie to watch, enjoy. So I can't really be too mad about the short runtime. It's awesome. Like you said, it's cool these guys are still, together. They started out on like a website back in, the early 2000s. Got picked up by SNL. And they're just still putting out movies with as much excellence as the Bash Brothers. So happy to see it.
Right. Yeah, man. So yeah, go ahead and watch this, guys. I think you'll have fun with it. If you haven't seen it, please go watch it and then listen to this review. Let us know what you thought in the comments below. You can go ahead and find us on SoundCloud, iTunes for a limited time because iTunes is shutting down. Which, oh my god, I was like, it's like an end of an era, man. I remember iTunes and like when I was turned 18, it's kind of a trip, but yeah. So
it's just a dying business. Nobody buys songs anymore. Everybody has a subscription-based service.
True. So I'm sure they'll like relaunch it with like iTunes Radio or something like that.
They already have Apple Music.
Oh, do you? Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
Okay,
Apple
so-
Music's like exactly like Spotify, but everybody already has Spotify, so I don't see people transitioning.
Yeah, I will say like I'd almost prefer to have Apple, but to translate all my playlists and all that, I'm just like, like that's too much work. But yeah, you can find us on iTunes, iTunes for now. Hopefully, Apple Music, SoundCloud, Podbean, Spotify, and Google Podcasts at The Real Pineapple. You can follow yours truly on the Twitter at jhunter. Oh man, I lose my voice. You can find me on Twitter at jhunterrealpineapple. You can follow Scott on Twitter at Nearmanthefirst. And you can follow Colin on Twitter at
TheReelOneal.
Guys, thank you so much for listening. I'm gonna be out of town until next Tuesday, the 11th. So there won't be any, like really new reviews up this week outside of what you're getting now. But next Tuesday, I'm gonna be seeing Dark Phoenix, so I'll have a review up for that probably by Wednesday. So there will be something there for you guys to listen to. And yeah, guys, thank you so much for listening. You guys take care.
Bye.